Hello everybody, welcome back. So today we're diving into somewhat, tricky but very important topic, which is negative QBI carryovers. So basically that's a negative qualified business income, and it will affect your QBI deductions in current and in future years under the latest IRS rules. So if you're a business owner, if you're a partner, if you're a shareholder in pass-through entities, this is definitely something that you want to understand very clearly. Let me just get to it, okay? So first, what do I mean by these negative QBI? So what is QBI? QBI stands for Qualified Business Income. This is an I here, not L, okay? So yeah, if you think it's L, that's a qualified business loss. It's a completely opposite thing, and it's sort of a double negative become positive sort of a scenario. You don't want to get this wording and jargon wrong, okay? So let's go through this step by step. So qualified business income, okay, and can be negative, okay? That's the negative qualified business income, and then it can carry over to the future. And there is a definition here. So if total pass-through income is less than zero, come on, another jargon. Oh my gosh, this is just today's video is like a full of jargons. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how simple it is. So basically, pass-through income is kind of type of business structure. If you like, you're doing business in the U.S. and in U.S. current tax, we got like a different entity. If you invest in that entity, this is a pass-through entity. And under the current U.S. tax laws, so for example, if there's a sole proprietorship, okay, so in the Schedule C, that's the pass-through entity, okay? That means at the business level, right? So for example, it's a sole proprietorship. At that business level, it's not going to be taxed at the. So basically, in simple plain English, businesses themselves don't pay federal income tax. But you know what? That responsibility is passed through the business all the way to these owners' personal tax returns. When you do that, you're going to fulfill that responsibility. Okay. And of course, if you invest in, say, partnership, okay, that's the form 1065, and you know what that partnership will issue if you own that. It's like issue that to you. You do a little bit maneuver, and that business will issue the K1 to the partners, okay, and also if there is an S corp that invest. That's the form 1120S S corp, right? But you know what? That S corp, that S corp most likely is someone like doing this for you, right? They will also issue K1 to the shareholder. If you invest in S corp, you're the shareholder, right? If you doing form a partnership, you're most likely to do this yourself, or some of you accountants and mates or something like that, right? But you know what? There's still K1 to you. And of course, there are some certain trust or estates scenario that distribute business income. You know what? That specific scenario also considered pass-through entities. So basically, that business, that entity, do not pay federal income tax, but also pass that through to you. And each of the owner of that business, of that entity, report their share of this business profit or loss on their individual tax form, the form 1040. Okay, so really simple. And for example, if you invest in multiple business, and you're basically going to add all this business pass-through income up, and if the total pass-through income is less than zero, so basically it's a negative. Come on, we're talking about negative QBI here. So if the total pass-through income is less than zero, well, unfortunately, you got the negative qualified business income. And you know what? This will have a lot of implications, not only for this year, but also for the future. So that's the reason for all the clients, I can't stress this enough that you need to provide the previous tax return information, return all this information about you, so for professionals like us can get a whole picture of what kind of thing that happened in the past can affect the thing that this year or maybe in the future. Okay, so you know what? That's a very brief intro. And what about implications? I'm going to explain that in the next video.